Just want to do a quick reflection before my afternoon shifts. Today I went into the gym and I tried doing the jammer machine before my bench press sets. I did about 3 sets of 5 explosive with 10 kilogram added onto the machine. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of funky. You know, my left shoulder doesn't feel quite right. Maybe because I'm not really used to the movement, or maybe I'm just dealing with some nagging old injuries. But it doesn't feel exactly the best on my left shoulder. My right shoulder, on the other hand, I feel very powerful. You know, with those punches, I feel like if the machine is not bolted down onto the ground and the arm of the machine is not attached properly to the thing, I would have, punched the thing through the wall. That's how powerful my right shoulder is. But my left shoulder, on the other hand, man, I don't know what the hell is going on. But I tried doing the punching on the left side as well, and it just feels off somehow. The front of the shoulder, the anterior deltoid, maybe a little bit of the biceps tendon, it's inflamed somehow. And when I go deeper than my range of motion allows me, man, I'm running into some problems. So when my arm is, below my thoracic, cavity, when my shoulder extend behind my body, that's when I run into issues. And so one of the cues that I've been trying to implement on my bench press in order to not get that nagging left shoulder pain is to, do a light pause on the chest rather than sinking the bar to the chest, because that cuts down the range of motion. If you go lower than the body, then your shoulder is forced to extend. And for me personally, because I'm dealing with some nagging left shoulder pain, that's when I run into issues. So I've been trying to do, rather than a sinking style bench press, as you can see, I try to do a light tap on the chest. Like, it's still a pause, but it's not going to be as sunken as my form before. And I noticed that really does help with alleviating pain at the bottom. But obviously I added weight this week. In this session I added more weight than the previous sessions, and man, I can feel it. So going down is fine, pausing is fine, but then as I start pushing up, my left shoulder is being a pain in the butt again. And it's very difficult for me to lock out and to even re-rack the weight, because when I hyperextend my elbows, or when I try to lock out my elbows, somehow my left shoulder is not really in the right position, I guess. And it's really painful to lock out. It's really painful to flex my shoulder, my left shoulder in particular. Maybe I'm just applying this training method wrong. Maybe I'm adding weight too quickly, too much weight in too little time. Granted, I also just maxed out earlier this week. 2 days ago I actually maxed out, or tried to max out on the bench, and maybe I should have rested a bit more. So the training session today didn't go exactly according to plan. I was gonna do 82.5 kilogram, 1 set of 5, followed by 90 kilogram, 1 set of 3, then 1 set of 95 kilogram, then 1 set of 100 kilogram for 1, so 90, 95 for 1, 100 for 1, 2 sets of 90 kilograms for 1, and then stripping the weight down again to So 2 sets of 95 for 1, and then 1 set of 90 for 3, and then 1 set of 82.5 again for 5. It's a little bit complicated, but I don't know. I had to go by feel this session, and my body is telling me you cannot handle heavy weight this session. So I just stripped the weight down, and I did 3 sets of 60 kilogram for 10. And to be honest, it doesn't really feel good either. It's still very wonky. But anyways, I still got the work done. Did get, a massive chest pump. Like this time around, I do feel my pectorals working. Maybe I just need to work with lighter weights in general and, just nail in my form rather than trying to go heavy frequently. It's funny. Different people respond differently to different training stimulus. You can have, people who are, you might think they are similar, like they have the same build, they have the same arm length, the same anthropometry, but then you put them on to the same training regimen, and one person is going to respond really well to that training style, and the other person is going to get beaten up. Like we're so different in an amazing, unique way, and I guess I just have to embrace that rather than beating myself up for not being like other people. Maybe on the outside I might look similar to other people, but you don't really know until you have experimented with different training styles, and you also got to know your body well as well in order to make progress and find out what works for you. And that's why hiring a coach might be beneficial, because a good coach will know how well you respond to different training stimuli, and they will tailor the workout program to suit your needs. If you follow cookie cutter program, there will come a point in your training journey that you're not able to progress anymore. You reach a plateau because the cookie cutter programs, they're only good for beginners. Beginners, they can do anything. And I'm being completely honest here. Like you can literally do anything and progress. But once you reach a certain stage in which you start to get weaknesses, like one muscle group or one side of the body start to overpower the other side, that's when you're not a beginner anymore, and you need to address your weak points. And that's when you start throwing in different variations, and you go off the cookie cutter program. You add stuff, you remove certain stuff, and you try to prioritize certain things. Sorry if I'm rambling a lot, but I think I respond the best to sub-maximal weight. The weight that I can handle very well with good form, rather than trying to push for RPE 9 to 10 every single session, trying to lift heavy weights every single session. I don't think I'm built for that. I think the kind of training that suits me the most, and the kind of training that I sort of followed for the longest time at the beginning of this year, it's like high frequency, moderate to low volume, but very sub-maximal intensity, like very lightweight, and just practicing, getting the reps in, practicing good forms, rather than high frequency works very well for me. I can bench press literally every single day if I want to, but I need to cut down on the intensity and the volume. You can't have everything, and I know I can handle probably high volume, but it has to be really really low intensity, and more so technique work, more so than pushing heavy weights. If my goal is to lift as heavy as possible, that is. Building muscle is another story. So I don't know where to go from here. Like I said before, I'm still trying to experiment. I'm still trying to, find exercises that will boost my bench press. So I'm trying out this plyometric idea. Maybe the jammer machine, it's a total body movement. You use the legs, you use the arms, you use the shoulders, you use the chest. You try to do an explosive punch. Maybe it can only help with my overhead press, because I'm standing up. Maybe I need to try something like a Smith machine, lying down, plyometric bench press or something. Like people say to simplify your training and, like focus on the things that matters the most. But, sometimes we just got to go walk our own journey. And I think I need to try it out in order to know whether it's effective or not. So I'm going to give it time. I'm going to do more plyometrics. Maybe not in the same sessions. Maybe after, my main bench press work. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, I got to go home, prepare food, and go to work, on a Friday night. Anyways, that's my life. My colleague and my friend actually asked me if I want to catch up today for dinner, but work called me in unexpectedly, and I kind of need the money because I haven't been working that much and I've been studying. So you just got to balance things, and at this point in time I got to prioritize certain things. Anyways, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. You all have your own problems. I appreciate everybody watching and listening to this. Stay strong. God bless. I love you all, and I'll speak to you soon.